Good to have Shabbos, everyone. Shabbos Devorim and Shabbos Chazon, Shabbos before Tisha B'Av, and also known as Shabbos Chazon because both the Haftorah starts Chazon Yeshayahu, and also we have the famous teaching of the Holy Rebbe Levi Yitzchak Barditchev that on Shabbos Parshas Chazon, that although the vision of Yeshaya was a negative vision, a vision of destruction, but on Shabbos Chazon everyone is given to see the third Beis Hamikdash, the concept of the redemption, even if we don't consciously see it, some of us, but our, like the Rebbe says, it's like the level of our mazel, our neshama, our out-of-body soul, sees it, and it has an effect internally, some way or another. Like we have feelings of tshuva sometimes, we don't know where it comes from. It comes from our outer body neshama that gets in touch with the baskol, a call out for tshuva. In the Haftorah of Shabbos Chazon of Yeshaya Navi, we finish off with the famous verse and the idea of Siyam b'mishpat tipada v'shaveh b'tzedakah, that Zion will be redeemed through mishpat, and like it's brought down, the idea of mishpat is the idea of the halachas, and v'shaveh and its returnees or captives will be affected through redemption through tzedakah, through charity. And we have the famous Maimer of the Alter Rebbe, which the Rebbe goes over in 1955, that explains the idea of when is it? When are we talking about of Tziyam b'mishpat tepada? What does it mean that we have to redeem? And the thing, the way it should be is that even in every situation, even in good times, that the soul that comes down to this world comes down. That's a yerida, and that's a descent. That's something that's the neshama is in a good place initially, and the purpose of it is obviously for every descent, every yerida has to have a purpose of an aliyah, of an elevation, like we spoke many times. And so what is the aliyah, what is the elevation that we could achieve? Is that we have to be able to reach at some point something higher has to become out of this whole experience of of a person being born, or that of creation as a whole. And the idea is that when a person comes down to this world, so we can have the concept of Haidah, we acknowledge Hashem. We don't understand it, but we acknowledge that although that from our perspective we're something, we feel like we're separate, and Hashem seems like a concept, that we acknowledge that it's really that Hashem is the true something and we're a concept, so to say, and we acknowledge it. But acknowledging is not enough, because acknowledging doesn't actually bring it down to this world. In order to bring our acknowledging of Hashem, that it should become a reality into this world, not just something that we acknowledge that it's something that exists, is we have the word moida is 100, and moida it corresponds to the 100 brachas, and bracha is to bring revelation down. And the Rebbe says an amazing thing, that how do we bring revelation down if it's only that we have a haidah, we only acknowledge, we don't know it, is that we have to figure out a way to develop a love for what we're acknowledging. Sometimes we acknowledge something, but it's very distant from us, it's not personal. We acknowledge it's the way it is, but I have no way to connect it. I know it's there, but I don't have a way to connect it. When you love something, it's personal, you feel it. And so the incredible thing is that a person has the ability that through his bonus, contemplation, realization, study, a person could actually start to develop feelings of love for what you initially start off as hoidah, as acknowledging. We have that every day. We start off with the Modani, and then we say Shema Yisrael, we build up to through the Tefillah, Shema Yisrael v'yahavta, I love Hashem. And that's the idea that a person is supposed to bring. Through the love, we have an ability to bring revelation. That's the way things are in good times. What happens that even in our experience in this world, in our descent in this world, we create love and fear of things that are worldly. We love ourselves, we love our needs, and we don't love what Hashem wants. So therefore, the way to get out of that, and especially in the time of the 3 weeks, we're coming close to the time of Tisha B'Av, when we really want to be able to tap into what Rabbi Levi Yitzchak Barditchev says, we should see the redemption, and we should see the purpose of this whole descent in general of the world, of why we came to this world, and why we had a destruction within this world itself, and the Beis Hamikdash is destroyed, and 2,000 years of Galus, and all the exiles and challenges and the hardships that we've gone through, is Tziyam b'mishpat tepada, that the outer part of our neshama, the parts that have not been damaged, the tzion, the parts of ourselves that are always assigned to godliness, like a siman is a sign of godliness, is through connecting through Torah, we can have that effect of bringing revelations down. And the parts of us that have become captive to our self-love, our self-focus, our self-interest, the way we can get out of our self-focus is through tzedakah. When we help another person, when we give charity to another person, that helps release ourselves and redeem ourselves from our own self-interest to be a person that's able to include others and to get in touch with the love of Hashem and the love that brings down blessing and revelations, where we have a revealed Chizayon. We should see it, where Rabbi Yitzchak says in an open way, that we shouldn't just see it in concept. Our outer body our outer body of the soul shouldn't only see it, but our conscious level of the soul should see it. And we should be Zoiche Taka, that this year Tisha B'Av we should be celebrating. It should be Havcha, it should be Taka, to transform to the days of happiness and joy with the coming of Mashiach B'Karav. Good Shabbos.